What's up, everybody? Welcome back to this episode of Wax to the Future. Tonight, Chi-Chi and I are going to bring you some stuff that some fans have sent in here. Some cards that we're going to look at. A few things that I've gotten in the mail from Topps. Some redemptions, and I think a Topps Now. And take a look at those. It'll be fun. They're older cards, and it'll be fun to look at them. And some of the new cards here from that got sent in, or got sent from Topps. And Chi-Chi and I were talking about milestones. You know, the big milestones in baseball are 500 home runs, 3,000 hits, 3,000 strikeouts, 300 wins, all of that stuff. And Chi-Chi told me that the active players with the most home runs right now, Giancarlo Stanton with, how many does he have? 300 or 454. So he's close. He might get to 500, right? You think? Chi-Chi thinks he will. I think he will too. He'll probably play a couple of more years, and he's actually been playing pretty well this year so far. And Mike Trout is second active player with 406. He might get to 500 too. He'll probably play a couple more years, I would think, if he can stay healthy. Hits. Who's the active leader in hits? Hey, you're getting sleepy already? The active leader in hits, Freddie Freeman, with 3,430. Something like that. I don't know if he'll get to 3,000. I don't think he will. And Jose Altuve is actually second with 2,000 something, 2,300. But Chi-Chi thinks the active player with the most likely to get to 3,000 is Manny Machado. He's still pretty young, and he's got over 2,000 hits. What's going on back there? Oh. You're being shy. 1,500 RBIs. The closest is Freddie Freeman with 1,300-ish. Chi-Chi doesn't think he'll get to that. He thinks Manny Machado, again, might get to 1,500 RBIs. And Chi-Chi's bored. 3,000 strikeouts. Actually, Justin Verlander and Max Scherzer are both over that already. Active players to get to that, Chi-Chi doesn't think any of them will. 300 wins, the closest is Justin Verlander with 266. And that's going to be tough for him because he's 40, I think 42 years old now.
Come after me! I'm a man! I'm 40!
So, I don't know if he probably won't get to it. I don't know if we'll ever see another 300 game winner. Just because starting pitchers don't win games anymore. Do they, Chi-Chi? No, they don't. Chi-Chi told me that. And saves, 400 saves is like the milestone there. And Kenley Jensen is actually the active leader right now with 477. So he's over that. And he's actually fourth on the all-time list. And Craig Kimbrell is fifth on the list, and he's over 400 saves already too. And Kenley Jensen is probably going to move up into the third spot above Lee Smith. I think Mariano Rivera and Trevor Hoffman are out of reach for him, but so, and Aroldis Chapman is close to getting to 400. He's at 365 or 367 or something like that. So he has a chance to get to 400, but it'll be interesting to see if any of those players get to those milestones. I think Stanton is probably the next to get to 500. So that was fun, Chi-Chi. You always have the best baseball knowledge. You do. You want to get out of here? You want to go watch the Penguins game? Okay. Get out of here. So like I said, tonight some viewers sent some stuff in Jim from Pittsburgh sent a stack of cards in. Dan from Little Rock sent this Toys R Us neat little thing with a 1993 baseball set and a 1994 Cardinals set. Take a look at that. And Sam sent in this nice little baseball card warmer. You know, if you get a big hit, you put it in here and keep it warm. And then, like I said, the Tops Now, and I think we can open those right now. Let's see what we have on the other side. Let's get started.
We're sending you back to the future.
All right, so like I said, I think this is the Ham Smith redemption card here from Topps that I sent in about a month ago. And it's the Ham Smith gold lava refractor. Okay, gold orange lava refractor. 85, cool card. Ham Smith has a pretty nice signature. And in this same box, if you remember, if you want to go back and take a look at it, we pulled a Ham Smith image variation right after that. This is the official Wax to the Future baseball card holder. We'll put him in there right now. Keep him warm. Thank you, Sam, for the card warmer. You don't have a card warmer? What are you doing? And these are, I believe, the Jack Hughes cards that see if we got the lucky hit here. If you've ever ordered Topps Now, if you get a parallel or anything, it says lucky hit on your invoice. And of course ours doesn't. Oh well. Still a cool card. Commemorating the golden goal there by Jack Hughes. Take a look at that. Pretty awesome card. I bought 10 of them. So they should all be the same. They are. Jack Hughes. If you saw after the Olympics when the Devils came and played the Penguins, the Pittsburgh fans actually gave Jack Hughes a standing ovation. Pretty awesome to come to I think it was their first home game since the Olympics. And these were sent in from Dan in Little Rock. I think these were probably given out by the cops there near St. Louis, I'm guessing. Oh man, look at that. Back when Joe Torre was the manager there. Luis Alicea, Riel Cormier. Remember when he played for the Cardinals? Greg Jeffries. He was supposed to be the next big thing when he played for the Mets. Brian Jordan, Ray Langford, Rob Murphy, Omar Oliveras, Jose Aquino, Geronimo Pena, great name. Mike Perez, looks like he's posing for his high school senior photo there. Gerald Perry, Bob Tewksbury, Alan Watson, Todd Zeal, was a great player for the Cardinals back in the day. Bernard Gilkey, one card there. The Wizard, Ozzie Smith, Rick Sutcliffe. Forget that Rick Sutcliffe played for the Cardinals. And Mark Whitten. Hard hitting Mark Whitten. Fun cards there. Look at these Toys R Us cards. Cool, they came in this nice little holder here. 1993 R baseball set featuring young stars, rookie stars, and future stars. In 1993, who were the young stars and the rookie stars? Let's find out. Oops, Ray Langford there again. A pretty big stack. Tim Laker. I don't really remember Tim Laker. Mike Timlin. Robbie Alomar. That's before he spit in the ump's face.
Watch Robbie. He looks like he spits in Hirschbeck's face.
Another Real Cormier. Al Elder. Moise Alou. Of course, he was on that awesome Expos team that got screwed during the strike. They had the best record in baseball before the strike. Ernie Williams possibly would have won the World Series. Rusty Meacham. Bill Ashley. Another Bernard Gilkey there. Rhett Boone. Dan Wilson looks confused in that picture. There's Pudge Rodriguez, Hall of Famer. Andy Stankiewicz. Travis Fryman. Oh man, I was big on Travis Fryman. I thought he was going to be awesome. Carlos Garcia. Chico, they called him in Pittsburgh. Kevin Young. Of course, he's an announcer for the Pirates now. Kenny Lofton, Will Cordero, Jeff Bagwell, another Hall of Famer. Juan Guzman, Gary Sheffield, should probably be a Hall of Famer. Delino DeShields. Delino DeShields, I remember he always wore his socks super high. Tim Salmon, great player for the Angels. Derek Bell, Henry Rodriguez, Juan Gonzalez. There's the Big Hurt, Hall of Famer. Chuck Knobloch, when he still remembered how to throw to first base.
And these are the problems that have become well documented over the last few days. Throwing it into the stands. And
Neon Dion, of course, he's the coach at Colorado now. Football coach, not baseball. Jeff Kent. Brian Jordan again. Todd Van Poppel. Everybody thought Todd Van Poppel was going to be a superstar, and he didn't turn into one. Mike Devereaux. Brady Anderson. Of course, everybody remembers Brady Anderson's season when he hit 50 home runs. Pat Mahomes. That's Patrick Mahomes' dad. Crazy. Larry Walker. Loved Larry Walker. He's a Hall of Famer. Tim Wakefield. I love Tim Wakefield too. When he played for the Pirates and when he played for the Red Sox. Mo Vaughn. I thought Mo Vaughn was going to be awesome too. Mike Messina. He's a Hall of Famer. Eric Karros. Eric Karros was like the next Dodger superstar that never panned out to be a superstar. He was a really good player, but didn't turn into the player everybody thought he was going to be. Mark Wohlers. Mark Wohlers was always like the fifth wheel in the Braves pitching staff. Ray Sanchez. Marquise Grissom. John Jaha. John Valentine. Gerald Williams, Mark Livingston, Willie Banks, Greg Colburn, Reggie Sanders, Reggie Sanders, fast guy. Carlos Baerga. Dan Smith. He looks unimpressed. Robin Ventura. When him and Frank Thomas were on the White Sox, Batman and Robin. The big thing I remember about Robin Ventura is when he charged the mound on Nolan Ryan, and Nolan Ryan like pounded him in the head like 15 times.
Well, the pitch was behind him. No question. You know, Robin's been hitting that spot. That's at least the second time, and he delayed for a second. There they go.
Well, Rodriguez comes up, grabs Robin from behind.
Brian Taylor, he was supposed to be awesome too. He was like Todd Van. He was the next Todd Van Poppel. There we go. The kid, Ken Griffey Jr. Of course, he's a Hall of Famer, and Mike Piazza, a Hall of Famer. Fun little box there. A turn back the clock, back in time. Set those up there for the being, and some old cards here that Jim from Pittsburgh sent me. Got me a nice little Pennsylvania Turnpike flip book. World's Most Scenic Highway, it says. Is it? I guess it maybe. Look at the station wagon with the wood sides. Bridge crossing the Susquehanna. Delaware River. World's Most Scenic Highway. Overpass approaching Gateway. Here's a Pennsylvania Turnpike looking west along the Allegheny River Bridge. I actually grew up on the Allegheny River north of this. It wasn't that scenic.
When you're living in a van down by the river!
Fun little book there. Here's a rain check ticket stub to Pittsburgh Athletic Company at Forbes Field. That's a no money refunded. Can't get your money back for that. And some of the cards here. Pretty cool King Kong card here. It says, "Is this where we make the announcement for lost kids? What type of skin cream do you use?" King Kong fighting Godzilla. Here you could write your own thing in here. Leave a comment below what you would write. "That mouth of yours could get you into trouble," King Kong saying to Godzilla. "Nothing like a vacation in the mountains," this guy's saying to King Kong. "I told you to quit using my mouthwash." I don't like that look on your face. Batman card. Batman over here. Deadly robot fighting Batman. Spikes of death. Batman's always getting himself into some kind of predicament, isn't he? Here's some cool hot rod cars. Nice little whatever they call that, a rat rod. These are like the land speed. I think they race those out on the Bonneville salt flats. Yeah, 306 miles an hour. Wow. Cruising. What's the hurry? Cool little hot rod there. This must be the Indy 500. Yep. Start of the Indy 500. That's a cool little car there, a Mark 17 or Mark 27 engine. This is voted America's most beautiful hot rod. Back in, I don't know when this is from. Cool little dragster there. Another Bonneville salt flat there. The Bonneville Nationals. Another drag racer. Some old Pirates cards. Bill Verdon. Smokey Burgess. Great catcher for the Pirates. Vern Law. Of course, Vern Law just got voted into the Pirates Ring of Honor. Bob Friend. Jerry Lynch. Bob Skinner. Outfielder for the Pirates. Bob Friend, a great pitcher for the Pirates. Danny Murtaugh. He was the manager of the Pirates when they won a bunch of their World Series. Al Smith. Al Smith actually hit a home run in the World Series against the Yankees. Harvey Haddix. Don Clendenin. I know how to pronounce his name. Danny Murtaugh again. Dick Schofield. Danny Murtaugh. Harvey Haddix. Dick Groat. Most valuable player in 1960. All-time Pirate great there. Gene Alley. Manny Mota. Bob Bailey. He's got the little squiggy hair there. Bucks Blasters. Smokey Burgess. Dick Stewart. Bob Clemente, and Bob Skinner. They had a good team back then. Rookie Pirate pitchers. Pirate team card. And Harry Walker. I don't remember this guy. Jim Pagliaroni. Another Bill Verdon. Don Schwall. Don Cardwell. Another Pirate team card. Rookie stars. Ron Brand. Ted Savage. Tommy Sisk. Earl Francis. Bob Veal. Another Pirate team card. Another Pirate rookie. Orlando McFarlane and Gene Alley. Johnny Logan. Pirates infielder. Looks like an old man in that picture. Dick Schofield. Al McBean. Getting ready to field a grounder. Joe Gibbon. Al McBean. Don Cardwell. Roy Face. Great Pirate pitcher. Don Schwall. Bob Allen. Bucks Hilly, says Vern Law and Roy Face. Roy Face again. Earl Francis. Another Danny Murtaugh. Pops. Well loved. Of course, I said 1979, Willie Stargell won the NL MVP, the NLCS MVP, and the World Series MVP. He was young in this one, though. This was his third year, 1964. There's a nice Bob Clemente, Roberto Clemente. We were talking about milestones. Roberto Clemente had 3,000 hits exactly in his career. And World Series hero, Bill Mazeroski. And another Bill Mazeroski. Fun cards. Thank you to Jim and Dan and Sam for sending this stuff in. If you want to send stuff in, just leave a comment below. I'm just kidding.
I'm not kidding.
But I really appreciate you sending that in, and I'm glad I got to put it on video. Hopefully everybody liked it. If you didn't see the last video, we did Topps Heritage, and it was fun. Go back and take a look at it, and I'll leave a link right down here. Hit that thumbs up and hit that subscribe.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
And thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.